If you're anything like me in the past, you probably thought that to get in shape you need to hit the gym 6 times a week and lift heavy weights. But that's not the case. Your body doesn't care if you push a barbell or your own body weight, assuming you do similar amount of work with similar intensity. If you are busy and time efficiency is priority, this video is for you. Over the years, I mastered my body and helped over 200 busy men get in the best shape of their lives with minimal equipment at home. This is part 2 of our series where I share my complete calisthenics system. Today I'll show you exactly how often I train, how many sets and reps I do, and the progression framework that builds unstoppable strength. In the previous video, you learned how to pick the right exercises, but how often should you actually do them? We have this tendency to think that more is always better. If 3 days a week builds some muscle, then 6 days a week will get you twice as much, right? That's not how it works. Multiple studies have shown that training each muscle twice a week is way better than training it once a week. But training 3 or 4 times a week doesn't make much difference anymore. It had diminishing results. So twice a week is completely enough. Also, your muscles don't grow during your workout. They grow when you recover. If you are constantly beating them up without even giving them time to rebuild stronger, you're actually working against yourself. Plus, let's be realistic here. If you're a busy guy with work, family, responsibilities, finding time to work out 6 times a week becomes unsustainable. I learned this the hard way. As I got busier with work and building business on the side, I realized that training 5 or 6 times a week wasn't just manageable for me anymore. Between client calls, 9 to 5 job, content creation, and trying to have some semblance of personal life, finding 6 training spots in my calendar for the gym every single week became just constant source of stress. So that's when I decided to try a different approach. A 4 times a week upper lower split. Here is how it works. So I'm training 4 times a week and I split my workouts into upper body and lower body, which gives me 2 upper body workouts and 2 lower body workouts in a week. And my weekly flow looks like this: upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, rest. Simple as that. Which means I hit every muscle twice a week while having a lot of time to recover before training the same muscle group again. If I train upper body on Monday, then I have 3 days to recover before training it again on Thursday. That's a lot of time, but here it gets even better. After training it on Thursday, I have 4 days to recover before training it again on Monday. This gives me the opportunity to go all out during these workouts, to have 4 focused, high-intensity sessions with proper recovery between them. Now, this is what I do and what I recommend to our community members because it's simple and it works. But of course, you should choose whatever fits your life best. So make sure to swap the days around if necessary. What matters is that you have at least 1 rest day between workouts. So you train 4 times a week, but how many reps and sets should you do? Everyone's doing 3 to 4 sets per exercise. That's why their workouts take forever. Let me save you hours. For each exercise, you'll do 2 sets to failure. That's it. But Kamil, shouldn't I do 3 sets? Or 4? I've heard people do 5 sets. 2 sets done with maximum intensity will give you 80% of the results of doing 4 sets, and it takes half the time. If you have more time and want to squeeze out some extra gains, you can do more sets. But in this video, we prioritize time efficiency. When I'm training hard calisthenics skills that I want to prioritize, like handstand push-ups, I usually do 3 sets instead of 2. Especially when I have more time. But when I'm going all in on time efficiency, that's when I'm doing 2 sets with maximum intensity. For rep ranges, I covered this in detail in the previous video, but here's a quick reminder. Specifically for calisthenics, I like to do between 6 to 12 reps per set. This range builds both strength and muscle effectively while giving you enough room to progress between exercise variations. If you want a deep dive on why this range works so well for calisthenics, let's go back and watch the previous video. After you finish this one, of course. The magic happens when you combine this rep range with training to failure. And by failure, I mean you literally cannot do another proper rep. Not this is getting hard, but I physically cannot complete another clean repetition. Proper means with good technique. Many people stay the same for years, even if they train consistently because they don't know how to progress, or they just avoid it because it's uncomfortable. But the only way to keep progressing with exercise is to keep making it harder over time. Don't expect different results by doing the same work. In the gym, you get stronger by increasing the weight on the barbell or on the machine. On the other hand, if you train calisthenics, you progress by picking a harder variation of the exercise. So here is a dead simple calisthenics progression framework to make sure you never get stuck. When you can do 12 clean reps on all sets of the exercise, move to the next variation on the roadmap. If you are a member of our community, the Warrior Society, is as simple as going to the exercise library. But if you are not, I have 2 separate videos on my channel. One is for pull-up roadmap and the other one is for push-up roadmap. So you can check this out. Let me show you how this looks in practice. We'll use the regular push-up for this example. So let's say in the first 2 weeks you can do 6 to 8 repetitions. Then in week 3 and 4 you might be able to do 8 to 10 reps. In week 5 to 6, you're probably hitting over 12 reps on both sets. Then in week 7, you progress to decline push-up and repeat the process. So you start with 6 to 8 reps per set again and work up to over 12 reps before picking even harder variation. This creates endless progression. Every single exercise in our system has a harder variation waiting for you. The regular push-ups become archer push-ups, and eventually tack planche push-ups. Regular pull-ups become chest to bar pull-ups, and eventually muscle-ups. Squats become lunges, and eventually pistol squats. You'll never outgrow this system because your body can always make things harder or easier. But here's the critical part. Don't rush the progressions. I see guys trying to skip ahead because they think that harder exercise makes them look cooler. That's exactly what I did. And that's exactly what got me injured multiple times. That wasn't the best decision. It's about creating a lifestyle. We're about to do this forever, so there is no rush. There is no race, competition, or whatever. I think you are not an athlete. You need to earn your right to progress. So now you know which exercises to do, how often to train them, how many reps and sets to do, and how to keep progressing forever. But this is just part 2 of our series where I share my complete system to build unstoppable strength without the need to go to the gym. Yes, I have fancy equipment, but actually I just bought it previous week. This is not where I started. I bought this after 10 years of training. You don't need this. I just wanted to get fancy because, well, why not? In the next video, I'll give you more tips and show you exactly how I put this all together. If this video is out by now, you can tap somewhere here, I think, to see it. But if it's not, make sure to subscribe to be the first one to know when it drops. Now, if you want my personal help getting started, I invite you to join our community, the Warrior Society. Inside, you'll get personalized calisthenics routines, access to our exercise library to always know which exercises to pick and how to do them, protocols to boost daily energy and recovery, and most importantly, personal support from me and other men on the same fitness journey. If that sounds like something for you, check out the first link in the description and I'll meet you inside.